Netflix releases a Korean variety show about hiking on August 18th. Its snow mountain footage reminded me of two climbs my wife and I made at the end of 2022, Wolchulsan, and 2 days later, this one. December 2022, Duryunsan in Haenam at the very southern tip of the Korean peninsula. From the Osojai spring to Osimjai, past a rocking boulder, up Noseungbong and on to Garyeonbong, the highest point. The descent goes by Manilijai, a 1,000-year-old tree, and a hermitage before returning to the start. Duryunsan is a provincial park in South Jeolla province. It contains Daeheungsa, a temple inscribed on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 2018. The range is made of 8 peaks: Garyeonbong at 703 meters, Noseungbong at 685, Dosolbong 672, Gogyebong 638, Duryunbong 630, Yeonhwabong 613, Hyangnobong 469, and Hyeolmangbong 379. Those 8 peaks form a rough circle. Local descriptions compare it to a giant's right-hand cup toward the South Sea, fingers drawn together as though about to hold water. Seen from the Liberation Gate at Daeheungsa Temple, the ridge is said to resemble a reclining Buddha. The hike starts at the Osojai Spring. Parking is free. Snow had fallen heavily. We walked straight past the trailhead on the first attempt and had to come back for it. The mountain was also called Daedunsan. The old Korean word for mountain Daeum took the prefix Han, meaning great, Handium, Daedium, Daedun. Another account says the name combines the Ryun of Kunlun in China with the Du of Baekdusan, the mountain at the northern end of the peninsula. The first 1.7 kilometers to Osimjai is an easy, steady climb through forest. From Osimjai, it is only 1 kilometer to the summit, but that kilometer is where the gradient begins. A rocking boulder, Seoraksan is not the only mountain in Korea with one. Whether it actually rocks is another question. Above Noseungbong, the route becomes genuinely steep. In places, you are using your hands as much as your feet. There are steel cables and iron rings bolted into the rock. The scrambling sections are short, but they are real. From Noseungbong to Garyeonbong is more of the same, though only about 200 meters. 2 days earlier, Wolchulsan had given us rime ice. This mountain gave us snow deep enough that gaiters would have helped. Garyeonbong, 703 meters, the highest point of Duryunsan. The range is called Duryunsan, but its highest peak is Garyeonbong. Duryunbong, the peak that shares the mountain's name, is 630 meters, 70 meters lower. The descent to Manilya is steep, and the snow on this side is deeper still. Duryunsan has an unusual feature: broad flat clearings partway down the range, wide enough to serve as helipads. We had assumed Duryunbong would be the highest peak since it carries the name. From here, we simply looked at it and carried on down. On a snow-free day, it is another 300 meters of climbing. In deep snow, every extra meter costs far more, so we kept the distance short. Then, on a path we had not planned to take, something unexpected. A 1,000-year-old tree standing alone in the snow. It is known simply as Cheonyeonsu, the 1,000-year water or 1,000-year tree. Bungmir-yugam, a hermitage with a legend of a heavenly boy and a heavenly girl. The rock carving inside is protected so it cannot be viewed. Back through Osimje to the Osojai spring. On the way up, local residents were already filling water bottles there. On the way down, there were more of them. We filled 2 small bottles ourselves before driving home. It was a satisfying climb and one with more unplanned good fortune than we expected. That was the last mountain of 2022. If you watch that snow mountain footage on Netflix on the 18th, I hope these two come to mind as well. Thank you for watching. This was 50 Vlog.